You know what's a hot outfit for a man to wear in bed is a white t-shirt and black socks. And you're just like, I'm such an ugly pig man. That
spaghetti stains on it.
Yeah, I'm just like such a dad. It's like my buddy Dan goes, smelling a woman's ass is a poor man's Viagra. Because you're grossed out by how much you like it. And you're like, I'm a fucking pig. And then boing.
And by the way, people always say, don't get in the weeds with Crowder or Shapiro. They will destroy you. And I always say, screw that. I'm not scared of Steven Crowder or Ben Shapiro.
Because I would hope not.
And if Hillary wins, I know on a personal level, I'm going to go from a funny guy in a Hawaiian shirt to a dark, satanic, evil dude who lives alone in a one-bedroom. I wake up at 8 p.m. and do sit-ups and then just start practicing at the gun range. It's going to go dark.
We're in a weird era where it's like a philosophy age. We're all Romans all of a sudden, like Socrates sitting here philosophizing. And you kind of have to make everyone know exactly where you stand on this spectrum. Because if you're slightly right of center, you're alt-right and you're a Nazi.
Yeah.
And you go, no, those guys hate me. But I hate these guys, so I'm here. And I always say to these people, play it through. So he wants genocide. Trump wants genocide. Okay, so he wants to kill, what, blacks and Mexicans? So there's a van that drives to this house in New Orleans and picks up these black people, and then they what? They go to a gas chamber? How does this work? What happens to their property? Is that divvied up? Does the state own that now? Like, are you talking about the Cuban Revolution? The irony is, by the way, whenever you start describing their universe, you end up describing Venezuela, Cuba, socialist countries, or you end up describing the Middle East. Oh, he's going to what? Throw gays off buildings? He's going to start stoning women to death who are rape victims? You have your villains right there, but you're purposely ignoring them. You know Iron Man has that blue thing in his chest?
Yeah.
I don't think women are evil. Women are like Iron Man. They're magic, right? But by ripping out that blue thing, you're ripping out their ability to have children and be mothers and everything. And then you put in a piece of shit into Iron Man's chest. That's what feminists and like this woman are. They're shit chests. And they're malfunctioning robots, and they're like, bzz, bzz, kill him. Milo wants genocide. Kill him. Bzz, bzz,
so do you think
up.
that they're...
And that's the problem with their utopia. It keeps making things worse and worse and worse for them.
Yes.
Like even abortion and immigration in Canada now, they're pouring all these Indians in like pancake batter. And Indians prefer to have boys than girls. And they're starting to have gender-based abortions, where they go, I don't want to have a girl hanging around here. Let's keep aborting till we get a boy. Oh. And you go, hey, liberals.
Is that real?
Yeah. Like when I would go at my old company with my buddy Sebastian, who's a very handsome man, much younger than me, looks like a Greek god. And we would be looking in the mirror, at the hotel, we're getting ready. And he would go, look at you. Look at you. You look like a raisin. You look like you're a million years old. Look at those crow's feet. And you look like a worm who was rubbed around on the floor of a barber shop. And then he goes, and look at me. Look at me, I'm an Adonis. Look at this hair. And it's funny because it's true. I don't go on a blog and start crying. That's how we insult each other.
I know.
We had a guy in high school who had mental illness. He was schizophrenic. He went in and out of mental institutions. His nickname was Crazy Ryan.
Did he ever recover?
I don't think so, no. No, he did. He has a kid now and stuff. He wanted to kill me because I let it out that he was Crazy Ryan about 10 years ago. So I'm sure he's going to be back in my life very soon.
Lock the door.
And there's this myth that they hate us because of our foreign policy or something. They hate us because we're infidels, and the Quran says destroy all infidels. Who's harder on Muslims than Muslims? They're totally insatiable. I mean, you can have a burqa on in Saudi Arabia, and some guy's going to come up and go, really? Purple socks? Are you kidding me?
He was the first to make it a central political argument. This whole thing, build a wall, build a wall. And by the way, it's not a pipe dream. They owe us $50 billion in trade deficit. When you go to a restaurant and you sit in the same booth to the tune of $50 billion net for that restaurant, you can start asking for stuff. You can start asking for a diamond booth with naked ladies dancing on it.
Yeah, I think business-wise, people are completely misestimating the leverage that we would have on Mexico. Their leaders just said, nope, we're not going to do it. And if he says no, what are you going to do? They're already poor as dirt. Are you going to harm their credit rating? You go to war with Mexico? I don't know how you do it.
You deny them $50 billion in trade.
I'm going to say, okay. I think they'd sooner go with that than pay for a wall.
Good. Thank God. That would be wonderful. Now we have manufacturing back here. Okay, so that's one big issue. And then also,
you're very rigid.
I saw a guy, we were on Jamaica on vacation, and it was an all-you-can-eat thing. And he he had his plate, and he must have been Irish. He piled on 3 huge spoonfuls of mashed potatoes. It took up most of his plate. And I'm looking at him going, we're in fucking Jamaica. There's jerk chicken, all this fancy shit. And you're using up your whole meal on mashed potatoes, you
That
fucking
bothers you?
Mick. And I hated him for the rest of the trip. I think I needed someone to hate on the trip. So I would see him and he'd just be like eating an ice cream cone. And I'd just go, fuck you. Dr. Drew says this. He goes, the reason that Scots are drunks is they like conflict, so they'll put a war in their body. So they're going, oh, walking is hard. I'm giving myself a handicap. So we like
Whoa.
struggle. We like pain.
That's fascinating.
Even in fucking, I'm never totally enjoying it. I'm always like, I gotta last longer. Think of Kevin Spacey. Do the alphabet
Kevin
backwards.
Spacey?
Yeah.
What do you think of? When do you think of Kevin Spacey?
Oh, dude,
do you think of
you're
Kaiser
gonna thank me.
Sose?
You're gonna call me tomorrow and go, thank you so much. My wife can't walk today. You imagine Kevin Spacey's head floating over the bed.
Okay.
Not like dismembered and bleeding,
Right,
just
right.
like his face doing nothing, just
staring at you?
staring at you, and
Do
it
you
buys
imagine-
you 2.5 minutes.
Do you imagine him as Kaiser Soze or as Frank Underwood?
I don't have strong feelings about him. Like, I've never seen that House of Lies show
House of
or
Cards?
House of Cards.
Good show.
Okay, sounds
Very
great.
good show.
New York college Republicans invited me to do a talk, and everyone's giving the finger, racist, Nazi, we don't want the KKK. You're like, the KKK, really? That'd be funny if we just showed up on horses in Klansman uniforms, like, ka-dum, pa-dum, ka-dum, pa-dum, pa-dum. Nee, we're here to do our KKK talk, boy. Get out of my way. Anyway, so we get there, and I'm with Proud Boys. We're surrounded. Everyone's going, fuck you, yeah. And in retrospect, I should have just started snapping fingers and macing people. I regret not playing their dirty tricks, because when we finally got to the door, someone pepper sprayed me in the eyes, which is very, very painful. I gotta say, wow, it's a wake-up call. It only lasts for about 20 minutes, and I went into the bathroom after. I'm sort of jumping ahead in the story, and I was washing my eyes out, and I thought, how do I know it's not acid? Like, what if I'm gonna be disfigured now and I'll be on the cover of National Geographic, like the face of free speech, and I'll be that guy forever? Like the guy, I feel like burn victims are super nice, you know? I'll be like with a puppy and a little kid. Hi, I'm just a regular guy.
My theory with Milo is, I think his eyesight's getting worse. His glasses are getting thicker and thicker, and he's sort of going, this is my moment to make an impact. So he's just like...
What, you think he's going blind?
I think so, yeah.
Wait, are you just theorizing this?
Yeah.
He's only like 28.
Yeah.
But you look at him, he just
Look at his
can't
reading
read
glasses.
that good.
They're insane.
Really?
Yeah, and they're getting thicker. But I think he's trying to make a maximum impact in a short amount of time.
Because you think he doesn't have much time left? That's such a... He seems healthy.
He
Last time
also
I saw
seems
him, he
totally
lost some
reckless.
weight.
In fact, when we were in Orlando, we made out at the site of the...
You guys made out?
Yeah, at the
Why'd
site
you
of the
make out
Orlando...
with Milo?
To offend Muslims.
Wow.
So I said,
What was that
I did a
like?
big speech about freedom and
How'd
free
he
speech
taste?
in this America. Delicious. Like strawberries.
Well, at least he freshened his breath up before.
No, gays just taste better. I said fuck Islam, and then we made out at the site of the Orlando shooting to annoy Muslims. But we had armed guards and stuff, and I said, all right, I want to make sure these guys are scoping out the roofs and shit.
Yes.
And he goes, I don't care if I die. I'll happily die for this. I was like, well, I do care, actually. I've got 3 kids. And then they just do that in New York. They start making out with each other in
Yeah.
front of the Trump building. Like, he's going to go, oh, stop it.
Stop it, I'm evil, I can't see
I'm Gargamel from the Smurfs. I hate that.
He's putting his fist up in the air and he's saying, no way to immigration. And that is a wonderful thing about no way immigration. We are standing up for ourselves.
Okay, Gavin.
Is that why they're not allowed?
No, they are allowed, but only if they sign off on the rape beforehand, I think.
No. Women are not allowed on boats back 100, 200 years ago. But anyway,
But boats. I'm talking about pirate ships. I'm pretty sure there are some women who were raped on pirate ships. I
all
digress. Go
pirate
ahead.
ships are boats. All boats are not pirate ships. And this is the problem with Trump and racism. All cats are mammals. All dogs are mammals. All cats are not dogs. Yes, some racists like him. That doesn't mean he's a racist.
Well, they come up with this concept that the president is pro-hate. So then they go, hey, Trump, I'm against hate.